Welcome back to our video series on creating tests in Ultra courses. This video covers fill-in-the-blank questions. So fill-in-the-blank questions are used anytime that you want to get an answer that the student supplies that Blackboard can then grade. Now, you only want to use them for 1 or 2 word answers because if you get anything more than that, it's going to be just pretty much impossible to set it up so that Blackboard can grade it. We create a fill-in-the-blank question by clicking the plus sign where we want it to go and choosing Add Fill-in-the-Blank Question. And in here, we type in our question. Now, this works a little bit differently from how it worked in original courses. So, we start our question here, and then when we get to where we want the blank to go, we put square brackets, and we put the answer or answers that are correct in those square brackets. So in my case, we're going to do 2 possible correct answers, and we separate them by semicolons with a space after them. If you forget the space, it doesn't work. We put them in the square brackets like that. So we've got our question here. It's got the square brackets with the 2 potential correct answers. These are both correct, and the student can supply either of them. Now we're going to click Next Step, and you get blank 1 with the different responses and blank 2 with the different responses. And here we choose how the match works. So if it's exact match, then the student has to supply exactly one of these. So just Mario, just Luigi. If they type anything else, then it won't work. That's often what we want, but sometimes you may want to let the student type something before or after. Maybe they have a last name, or in our case, maybe they do Super Mario, which would be also legitimate. To allow that, change this drop-down to Contain Match, and then the following things would be right if we just had Mario. We could do Super Mario, we could do just Mario, or we could do something that would be incorrect. That would still be marked as correct. We're going to leave that at contains match, but we're going to put back what we want here. You can also control whether the answer is case sensitive. So for things like proper names or something, you might want to check this box to make sure the student capitalizes things. If you don't check that, then it doesn't pay attention to capitalization. Now there is a match a pattern here. That uses something called regular expressions. That's a little beyond the scope of what we're doing here with this video, which is just kind of the basics. And if you have multiple blanks, you can choose whether to allow partial credit if the student gets one of the blanks but not the other. If you want to set how many points the question is worth, you can come up here and you see it says 10 points now. I can change that to 20 so they get 10 points a blank. And if I want to give feedback, I can check this box here, and if the student gets the answer correct, it'll be here under correct answer feedback. If they get it incorrect, it'll be incorrect answer feedback. I'm going to turn that back off though, because it just makes things complicated. I'm going to go ahead and hit save, and our question has been created. That's all for fill-in-the-blank questions. If that's the only question type you want to use, go ahead and skip to the settings video. If not, we'll have a bunch of other question types. Thanks for watching.